PMP General Reviewer Number 3. PMP or Project Management Professional is an internationally recognized professional designation offered by the Project Management Institute or PMI. As of March 2018, there are 833,025 active PMP certified individuals in 286 chartered chapters across 210 countries and territories worldwide. This reviewer is intended for those who are planning to take the PMP certification exam. The PMP certification exam is based on the PMI Projects Management Body of Knowledge or PMBOK. There are 25 reviewer questions featured in this video. These reviewer questions are all based on the PMBOK. In proceeding with this reviewer video, the correct answer is revealed 3 to 5 seconds after each question. You may be given more time for questions requiring computations or analysis of charts, graphs, tables, drawings, or illustrations. You are encouraged to attempt to answer each question and record your correct or wrong answer on a piece of paper or on your smartphone. If you need time to prepare for the recording and checking of your answers, please press the pause button now and then press the play button whenever you are ready. Before you proceed, please take time to read the following disclaimer. Let's begin.
At the end of the project, the quality control team goes through a series of tests and answering a series of questions before the product can be approved for release. What tool is being used here? A. Checklists. B. Fishbone diagram. C. Pareto chart. D. Control charts. The correct answer is A. Checklists. This looks like a pre-release checklist that is being used to verify if the product is release-worthy.
For your project, you have sent a request to the procurement department for the purchase of 1,000 laptops. A few days later, you are told that the PO has been issued to Octagon Computers, Incorporated. You inform Johan, one of your friends who work for this organization, about this transaction. As per PMI, are you in violation? A. Yes, you have informed Johan about the transaction. Therefore, there is violation of professional responsibility as confidential information has been leaked. B. Yes, you have made the issuance of PO public. Therefore, there is violation of professional responsibility as confidential information has been leaked. C. No, you informed Johan after the PO was issued. Therefore, there is no violation of professional responsibility because confidential information has not been leaked. D. Can't say. The correct answer is C. No, you informed Johan after the PO was issued. Therefore, there is no violation of professional responsibility because confidential information has not been leaked. Since the PO has already been issued and the transaction is public now, there is no confidential information being leaked. If the transaction had been shared prior to the issuance of the PO, then it would have been a violation of responsibility.
During procurement closure, a procurement audit includes all of the following except A. Documenting lessons learned. B. Identifying successes and failures that should be recognized. C. Reviewing the contract terms to ensure that they have all been met. D. Using the payment system to process consideration as per the terms of the contract. The correct answer is D. Using the payment system to process consideration as per the terms of the contract. All of the other options are included in a procurement audit.
Construction project estimates tend to be more accurate than IT project estimates due to the historical data that is available to builders and designers. Which of the following is the way the PMBOK defines estimate at completion or EAC? A. Same as AC. B. It is a forecast of most likely total project costs based on previous project's performance. C. Same as EVA. D. It is a forecast of most likely total project costs based on current project performance. The correct answer is D. It is a forecast of most likely total project costs based on current project performance. Estimate at completion or EAC is the estimate that is based on the project's performance to date.
Which of the following is not an input of the closed project or phase process? A. Accepted deliverables. B. Project management plan. C. Organizational process assets. D. Project management methodology. The correct answer is D. Project management methodology. The project management methodology describes the process, or life cycle, that you use to manage your project.
David, a PMP, is the project manager of the Live Well project. As part of the initiation process group, he has developed the project charter and is now in the process of identifying people or organizations impacted by his project. He is working on the creation of a document that contains all of the details related to the identified stakeholders. Which formal document is David working on? A. Stakeholder analysis. B. Stakeholder register. C. Stakeholder document. D. Stakeholder management strategy. The correct answer is B. Stakeholder register. David is currently in the Identify Stakeholders process. The main output of this process is the Stakeholder Register, which contains all of the details related to the identified stakeholders and includes identification information, assessment information, and stakeholder classification.
Project A has an internal rate of return or IRR of 20%. Project B has an IRR of 12%. Project C has an IRR of 22%. And Project D has an IRR of 10%. Which of these would be the best project? A. Project A. B. Project B. C. Project C. D. Project D. The correct answer is C. Project C. The higher the IRR, the greater the financial return. Since Project C has the highest IRR among the stated projects, Project C is the best.
In a matrix organization, two projects have a concurrent need for identical skills and limited availability, with the functional manager in charge of the skill in demand, who is responsible for resolving this conflict over resources. A. Senior management. B. Functional manager. C. Projects manager. D. Sponsor. The correct answer is A. Senior management. This is a conflict over resource assignments that needs to be addressed based on project's priorities. Project priorities are decided by the senior management of the performing organization. Functional managers, projects managers, and sponsors do not decide the priorities of different projects.
Your project has a virtual team. Half of your team members are located in another country where they are working for a subcontractor. The subcontractor's team members speak a different accent of English than your team does. After a conference call, two of your team members make jokes about the way your subcontractor's team members speak. What is the best way to handle this situation? A. Correct the team members individually and hold a training session for your team to help remove communications barriers. B. Report the team members to senior management and recommend that they be punished. C. Remove noise from the communication by contacting the subcontractor and requesting that the team adjust the way they speak. D. Immediately correct the two people in front of the rest of the team. The correct answer is A. Correct the team members individually and hold a training session for your team to help remove communications barriers. As per PMI, it's unacceptable to belittle anyone based on how they speak, the way they dress, or any other aspect of their cultural background. If you see a member of your team doing this, it's your responsibility to do what's necessary to correct the behavior and prevent it from happening in the future.
Instead of rejoicing at the end of a project, the stakeholders are breathing a sigh of relief. None of them were confident that the project would meet the end date. Which of the following is not one of the reasons that this project had difficulty? A. Lack of milestones. B. Lack of a payback period. C. Lack of a communication plan. D. Lack of a stakeholder management plan. The correct answer is B, lack of a payback period. The payback period is a project selection criterion and not a tool to measure the performance.
What is the name of PMI's Organization Maturity Model for Project Management? A. CMMI, B. OPM3, C. Six Sigma, D. Just in Time, or JIT? The correct answer is B. OPM3. OPM3 was published by the Project Management Institute Incorporated, or PMI. It provides a method for organizations to understand their organizational project management processes and measure their capabilities in preparation for improvement.
A project manager who has just been assigned to a new project has been asked by his sponsor to come up with an initial cost estimate called a rough order of magnitude, or ROM. This would typically fall under which range? A. -50% to +100%. B. -25% to +75%. C. -10% to +15%. D. -100% to +50%. The correct answer is B. -25% to +75%. The rough order of magnitude estimate, or ROM, is usually done in the initial stages of the project when limited information is available. Budgeted estimate will be in the range of -10% to +25%, and definitive estimate will be -5% to +10%.
After a high-level management meeting, the manager chairing the meeting asks the project manager to document and communicate the action items to all the stakeholders. The project manager is part of which kind of organization structure? A. Tight matrix, B. Balanced matrix, C. Strong matrix, D. Weak matrix. The correct answer is D. Weak matrix. The project manager is part of weak matrix organization and is playing the role of project expediter. The project expediter acts primarily as staff assistant and communication coordinator. The expediter personally cannot make or enforce decisions.
A project is a project manager, a sponsor, a human resource, and a quality analyst and 7 team members. What are the number of communication channels possible in the project? A. 50, B. 55, C. 110, D. 115. The correct answer is B. 55. The possible number of communication channels can be computed from the formula, the quantity n times n-1 divided by 2, where n is the total number of stakeholders. In this case it is equal to 11 times 10 divided by 2, or 55.
Herzberg divided motivation factors into 2 classes, satisfiers and dissatisfiers. Examples of satisfiers are A. Vacation time, B. Work satisfaction, fringe benefit, C. Sense of personal achievement, work satisfaction, D. Plush office space, performance-based salary raise. The correct answer is C. Herzberg satisfies a sense of personal achievement, work satisfaction, and others.
You are managing one of the most technically challenging and complex projects for your company. In the beginning of the project, there used to be heated arguments on the team regarding the best approach to solving a problem. However, the project is well into the execution stage and the team has finished designing the architecture of the product. They seem to have developed a good understanding of the system. What is the most appropriate way to handle project conflicts at this stage? A. You should let the team explore the best alternatives amongst themselves while you facilitate and support them. B. You should continue to determine the best solution and ask team to implement it. C. You should make the decision based on consensus from majority of the team. D. You should invite ideas from everyone in the team to arrive at the best solution. The correct answer is A. You should let the team explore the best alternatives amongst themselves while you facilitate and support them. A project manager needs to provide more direction in the beginning of the project because he knows the best way to plan the project. However, as the project team matures and develops an understanding during project execution phase, the project manager needs to transition to a support role. Your leadership style could be coaching, facilitating, or supporting.
As a manager, you would like to get the status on the remaining work with respect to the funds remaining. Which of the following measures will give you the information? A. To complete performance index. B. Trend analysis. C. Earned value technique performance. D. Variance analysis. The correct answer is A. To complete performance index. To complete performance index, or TCPI, is the calculated projection of cost performance that must be achieved on the remaining work to meet a specified management goal. The formula to calculate TCPI is work remaining, or BAC minus EV, divided by funds remaining, or BAC minus AC or EAC minus AC, where AC is the actual cost, EV is the earned value, EAC is estimate at completion and BAC is budget at completion.
In a normal distribution, what is the probability of finding the actual value between one standard deviation distance from the mean? A. 0.5, B. 0.68, C. 0.95, D. 0.9973. The correct answer is B. 0.68. This value is based on the property of normal distribution.
What action should a project manager first take when an unidentified risk event occurs? A. Redo the risk identification process to get prepared for other known unknowns. B. Inform the senior management of the possible consequences. C. Inform the customer of the possible consequences. D. Create a workaround. The correct answer is D. Create a workaround. The right project management practice dictates that a workaround should be created as a response to the event. Options A and C are parts of reporting and not actions required to recover from the event. Option B also needs to be implemented, but after fixing the response to the event for recovery.
You are the project manager of the ABC project, which has an allocated budget of $550,000. You have completed 80% of the work with an expenditure of $480,000 against your plan of 90%. What is the cost performance index? A. 0.88, B. 0.8, C. 0.916, D. 1.09. The correct answer is C. 0.916. Budget at completion, or BAC, is equal to $550,000, actual cost, or AC, is equal to $480,000, and expected value, or EV, is equal to 80% of $550,000, which is $440,000. Hence cost performance index, or CPI, which is expected value EV, divided by actual cost, AC, equals $440,000 divided $480,000, or 0.916.
Project performance reviews using earned value management would typically incorporate information from all of the following except A. Trend analysis, B. Variance analysis, C. Cost-benefit analysis, D. Earned value technique. The correct answer is C. Cost-benefit analysis. Cost-benefit analysis is a technique that compares positive factors or benefits with negative ones to determine the net result of doing the action. It is a popular technique for project selection method, but will not be useful during the project performance review.
A project manager is in project planning, and he is creating a plan to describe how human resource requirements on the project would be met. He is using a bar chart tool called a resource histogram for charting this requirement. However, he notices that some of the individual bars on the resource histogram extend beyond the maximum allowed hours. What should the project manager do to correct it? A. Extend working hours. B. Schedule compression. C. Resource leveling. D. Reduce scope. The correct answer is C. Resource leveling. Resource leveling is required whenever individual bars on the resource histogram extend beyond the maximum allowed hours. Resource leveling can be done by either adding more resources or modifying the schedule. Option A, extending working hours, or Option D, reducing scope, would be detrimental to the project's success and is not recommended. Option B, schedule compression, which can be done through either crashing or fast tracking, wouldn't necessarily be helpful in the current situation. Since specific bars are showing an overflow, it can be best tackled using resource leveling.
The project team is in the process of tracking risks and control. The risk control action defined by the mitigation and contingency plans is being implemented in accordance with the details of those plans. Who is responsible for implementing these actions? A. Risk owner. B. Project team. C. Risk manager. D. Project manager. The correct answer is A. Risk owner. The risk owner for that particular risk is responsible for implementing the actions defined by the mitigation and contingency plan in risk management. A risk owner for a risk is identified during the planning stage of risk management, and he helps to assess the risk and produce probability and impact information. He also develops risk mitigation and contingency plans, provides status data for respective risk issues, and assists in evaluating risk control action effectiveness. The risk owner also documents threshold criteria of high and medium risks and supports identification of new risks.
What is the meaning of the term 360-degree feedback in appraisals? A person is appraised by not only the project manager but also by peers, supervisors and subordinates. B. A person is appraised based on organization policy and procedures. C. A person is appraised based on competency mapping of his skill set. D. A person is appraised based on his performance in key process areas. The correct answer is A. A person is appraised by not only the project manager but also by peers, supervisors and subordinates. In 360-degree appraisal, a person is appraised by not only the project manager but also by peers, supervisors and subordinates, and hence the term 360-degree.
According to the utility theory, what are the dimensions on the x and y axis? A. X-axis denotes money at stake and y-axis denotes performance. B. X-axis denotes performance and y-axis denotes money at stake. C. X-axis denotes utility and y-axis denotes money at stake. D. X-axis denotes money at stake and y-axis denotes utility. The correct answer is D. X-axis denotes money at stake and y-axis denotes utility. In utility theory, the x-axis denotes money at stake and y-axis denotes utility.
How did you fare in this short test? Did you get at least 80% of the correct answers? Don't worry too much if you did not do so well. Just keep on reviewing. Watch this video and take the short test again sometime in the near future until you get a perfect score every time. Check out our other available PMP Reviewer videos and playlists. Please like if you find this reviewer video useful. Feel free to share it too. Don't forget to subscribe to Review Central channel on YouTube so you won't miss out on newly published reviewer videos and playlists.